Hello, welcome to week 13 of Johnston Community College's English 111 Spring 2020 course. Yay, we're in March, almost April. Yay, look at that. Okay, so what's going on? We are going to introduce the final paper. Woohoo! Compare and Contrast 2. We'll talk about that in just a second. Okay, we're going to introduce that one, and then we have your argument paper is due right there. We'll talk about that in a second. And then you get to do a portfolio. First, make sure that when last week you did the discussion board where you had students, your classmates give you feedback on your argument paper. Then you actually need to do some revision. And the importance of revision is best demonstrated by watching this video. Again, it's not very long, about 7 minutes, but it's rather entertaining and it really strikes home the point of revision. So please watch that. That is your lecture, as it were, for this week. All right, so argument paper. Again, what you're going to do is you're going to click there. And again, you can click the rubric. You're going to browse my computer and click on I agree to submit my paper and then hit submit. Okay, so we've been through that. Again, to make sure you understand how you get graded, you can click on the view rubric to make sure that you've kind of understood all the things you needed to include. And then so there's no question on how you're going to get graded. All right, let's talk about compare and contrast paper number 2. So if you think back in this class, the first paper we wrote was a narrative where you just got to write a story. Okay, and that was good. That was just kind of give us practicing to writing it again and getting in that frame of mind. The next paper we wrote was compare and contrast, where we looked at two different things that were similar and said one is better than the other. Okay. And it was completely your opinion. You didn't have to have any sort of background or research or anything like that for the first compare and contrast paper. The next paper, which was the one that you're submitting this week, is the argument paper. So this is where you actually picked a controversial topic and you had to find evidence to back up your point. Okay, so that was the argument paper. So compare and contrast 2 kind of is a combination of the argument paper and the first compare and contrast paper. So let's go ahead and take a look. So here's the directions on the PDF. Okay, so we have talked about compare and contrast already, but this time you're basically going to, again, choose one thing and say that it is different or better than the other or whatever. Okay, and the difference here is that as opposed to you just saying, okay, well, I think that the iPhone is better than the Android phone, and here's why I think that. Now you're going to say, hey, this is better than that, and here are the scholarly reasons why your opinion does not count for this paper. Okay? You have to find reasons why something is better than the other. Okay, and it should be at least 4 pages. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, how do you do that? Well, you just find more and more evidence. And if we go back to when you wrote the narrative paper, and like that hamburger format, you basically introduce a concept and then give evidence. Introduce a concept and give evidence. Introduce a concept and give evidence. So if you're saying, hey, the iPhone is better than the Android phone, the iPhone is got more colors. It comes in more colors. For example, according to, this scholarly source, iPhones come in 7 different colors, which are whatever, and they list the colors, okay? Whereas the Android phone only comes in 3 colors, and then you give like the source. That would be an example of where you could find, you're making a statement and you're backing it up with proof. So that's the point of the compare-contrast essay assignment, but this time we're doing it scholarly, not just your opinion, okay? And so you shouldn't use first person. It should be all third person, which means no I's, no you's, no me's, no my's. It should be all third person. All right, so that's the assignment. So to get you in the mind frame, all you're going to do for your portfolio number 9 is include what you want to write about and why, a minimum 300 words. So for this week to review, you're going to submit your final draft of the argument paper. But first, watch this revision lecture to make sure you understand that revision is important. Make revisions, then submit your argument paper. Make sure you check the rubric. Again, click here and view rubric to understand how you're going to get graded. And then you can start thinking about what am I going to write about for my compare-contrast essay. Can it be the same thing you talked about in your first compare-contrast paper? Probably not. Try to pick something different because more than likely what you picked in the first compare-contrast paper was something where your opinion really made a big difference. In this particular case, it's going to be probably more of a controversial thing, and you need to be able to find scholarly resources on that. So that is what's going on for week 13. Okay, there you go.